Blood Debt is hands down one of the most unique murder mystery games that has come out this year, quickly gaining 21 million visits within the span of 5 months. The game's popularity stems from its 3 game modes. The main one is Debt Mode, which is your standard murder mystery game, but with guns. Then you got Juggernaut Mode, where one person has a weapon and everybody else has to either run or hide. And lastly is Team War Mode, where 2 teams go head-to-head, fighting to the death until there's only one team standing. In today's video, we'll be diving into the backgrounds of the gangs in Team War Mode and show off some of the newest ones that are yet to come. If you haven't watched my previous videos about this game, watch those ones first, as they talk about the main storyline and how everything came to be. One thing before this video starts, this will be my last Blood Debt video, so please don't subscribe if you're wanting more of that. But without further ado, let's move on to the first gang on the list. Also, apologies in advance for the butchering of these names. The Bratva is a mafia group that consists of 6 members. The group consisted of Grigory Yuhan, Ekaterina Morova, Grigory Orlov, Polina Volkova, Irina Gromovi, and Pavel Petriov. They originated from another game called the Nubagami and were best known for their purple and cyan uniforms they wear. Before the Nubagami Union's dissolution, they were known for their smuggling of weapons and other heinous acts, also selling moonshine and drugs on the side. While the Bratva did have rival gangs, their sheer power left their rivals to either join them or be left for dead. Only one opposing gang was powerful enough to go head-to-head with the Bratva. That gang in question was the Noppanese Yakuza. While the Nubagami was expanding into the Nubagami Union, they hit the territory of the Bratva, leading to a series of multiple shootouts. After much bloodshed, both games came to an agreement and made a partnership that benefited both of them drastically. But during the year of 1998 in November, someone in the gang leaked private information to a journalist. Years worth of criminal activities and operations were exposed to the public, leading to the disbandment of the group and the Nubagami taking place of power. While some were arrested after the leak, others went into hiding until the heat died down. The Heist Crew is an anonymous group of 6 masked thieves. You got Alexander Morozov, Nikon Kuzmin, Mikhail Lognov, Olexa Klemenko, Yulian Soroki, and Jekarina Jamova. Golly, bro. No place of value was safe from the Heist Crew. Money transports, banks, and museums were all susceptible of being robbed. Each heist was done with such swiftness, they would be in and out before backup could even arrive. Not to mention, unlike other gangs, the Heist Crew, instead of outright killing, would go for more non-lethal shots to stop their opposers. Everything was going great until one heist turned into an unforeseen nightmare. Their last heist they would ever pull off took place at a Bratva warehouse. They had their eyes set on their smuggled weapons and other goods, having the idea of stealing those goods and flipping it for a higher price. With the Bratva dealing with other powers too, it left their warehouses to be empty. It seemed like the perfect plan, until they were ambushed by a group of well-armed street criminals, leading to a shootout. With the intensity the street criminals were dishing out at the Heist Crew, they decided to retreat, but in the chaos, left one of their own behind. After their plan failed, they never tried to rob from the Bratva ever again. The Street Gang is another party of 6 with probably the best outcome out of all the gangs so far. The group consisted of Arten Kuzmin, Boris Sokolov, Ayatasi Vedina, Svetlan Orvala, Nikolai Malikov, and Sienna Rodionova. The first few in the crew started off as a car hijacking group, stealing cars left and right from people. With the success of the business, they were able to form a proper criminal organization, working for themselves and sometimes the Bratva. To them, it didn't matter about the job. Their main focus was always the money. One day, the Bratva hired them to guard one of their warehouses, while they were dealing with some opposing gangs. At first, everything was going smoothly until a group of masked robbers snuck in and started to attack. Fortunately, with the help of the Bratva smuggled weapons, they were able to withstand the firepower and force these masked culprits to retreat. They were even able to catch one of the assailants that was injured during the fight. With a bit of interrogation, it turned out to be Nikon Kuzmin from the heist crew. It's unknown what happened to Nikon after they captured him, and soon the heist crew would disband after this failed robbery. As for the street gang, they would continue to do jobs until the Bratva fell apart. When that happened, the group stashed as much money as they could and would also too disband, returning to their normal lives. They didn't end up with a lot of money, but just enough wealth to last them for futures to come. Nowadays, the once team of criminals are now good friends who still come together every now and then, hiding the vast amount of skeletons in their closet. The Nubagami is a clan from the Yakuza, originating from the Hokkaido region of Noppan. They're best known for smuggling goods and try to operate themselves as a business. The members of their group are Baim Tsukada, Imiko Yoshida, Takeshi Tanaka, Ryoji Saito, Asuka Kahashi, and Emi Takanashi. With their growing power, they were able to control the majority of the infrastructure in Noppan, Americanada, and Nubia. Their hunger of control would lead them to the city of Nubizikyo, which is where the gang of the Bratva resided at the time. The Nubagami decided to focus on taking over the outskirts of the city and work their way inwards. However, one day while they were managing their weapons shipment, they would be caught by the Bratva, leading to a shootout to ensue. Luckily for them, they were able to flee without any serious injuries. After the incident, the Nubagami would never try to enter Nubizikyo ever again. Instead, they just decided to do deals and make trades with them, leading to both sides benefiting from the profits during this time. But when the Bratva disbanded, the Nubagami would take over as the new ruler of Nubizikyo. These next ones I'm about to discuss are the new gangs that are yet to be implemented as of writing the script. Some of these guys either have some or no knowledge at all, so apologies in advance if I'm running through these quite quickly. The Trinity originated from the criminal-ridden streets of Honghuan in the south of Jiushou. Being feared all over the nation, the Triad clan rose to the mafia capital of the world after the messy breakup of the Nubic Union. The members of their group consist of... The members of their group consist of Lu Jianhao, Bai Shirong, Duang Zhao... Bro, you know what? This is all of them. Now, while the Bratva and the Nubagami fought for arms and drugs, the Trinity had a better idea and gradually tightened their grip on the city's darker operations, instead settling for casinos and poker houses to run their gambling schemes. Alongside that, the various nightclubs in the city gave them a steady flow of cash, providing an escape for the citizens that were suffering to the Nubic Union's depression. Everything was smooth sailing until the collapse of the Bratva after their failed mission. The balance between powers shifted, leading to conflicts between the Jiushonese and the Noppanese gangs, while the Nubagami was trying to outbid the last few casinos from the Trinity in the city. All of these biddings led to fighting and bloodshed, which would eventually spark a war between them. The Zoo is a group of people which at first glance might seem like a bunch of furries, but are more like the fans from Hotline Miami 2. They mainly fight against the Triad and the Forgotten Garages. Even though these guys don't have a face, each member can be distinguished by their headgear, with most wearing ones based off of animals, and other people opting for a motorcycle helmet and a plague doctor mask specifically. The members consist of Tekon Sefkin, who wears the chicken mask with also sporting a red varsity jacket and some khakis. Then there's Tamir Zianov, who wears the plague doctor mask. Next is Danila Filipov, who wears the motorbike helmet. Then you got the pig mask duo of Kirill and Leonov Parkorov. And lastly, you got the tiger mask, worn by Iganti Susalikov. Next on that list is the hooligans. They're pretty much a group of delinquents that just bought some weapons from an arms dealer, and they're looking for something or someone to test it out on, such as, unfortunately, the hobos, a group of individuals with nowhere left to go except to stay with each other, just trying to defend themselves with the weapons stored to protect what little they have left. The offenders involved in this incident are Boris Kurasov, Ivan Ivanov, Andrei Voronin, Stepan Rudenikov, Snezana Yashina, and Anna Trusova. The special units are an upcoming faction in Blood Debt. They are members of a SWAT team based in the Nubic Union who are tasked with dealing with high-risk and terroristic operations. The group stemmed from Mono Bank in 1992 to fight against the organized crime syndicates and provide other services. One day, the special units were called out to Mono Bank after reports of an active shooter in the building. They rushed into the scene and took down Alexei Tarasov, stopping him from hurting anyone else. There were many dead and injured civilians and other officers before Alexei was stopped. And that's all there is to when it comes to the Teams and Blood Debt. Thank you for all the support in the previous videos. I truly did not think this would do so well, but I'm glad it did. A big thanks to the dev team for making this game and shouting me out in their Discord server. Again though, this will be my last Blood Debt vid, so please do not ask me for any more. Anyways, if you enjoyed, let me know in the comments, and if you watched this far, you might as well just subscribe while you're at it. But until next time, my friends, peace.